Assalamu alaikum. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very warm welcome to you all to the 10th World Future Energy Summit. Now, for those of you who have been in Abu Dhabi for the last 6 days, we're delighted you've actually stayed with us. And of course, we're very, very grateful that you have shared the insights from the Atlantic Council, the perspectives from IRENA, the encouragement of the Global Action Day, and now, as we continue this journey for another 3 days, the practicalities and the opportunities that we'll discover from the knowledge exchange of this timely and important summit. There's a tremendous sense of hope and optimism in the region and indeed around the world right now. And that hope is here for the necessity and for the future growth of the renewables sector towards building a cleaner and a more sustainable future. But this, my friends, is an industry that was founded on hope. Hope and sheer determination. It's an industry whose time has come. And as the executive director of the International Energy Agency, Fatih Birol, said yesterday, renewables is no longer a romantic story. It's actually a very real story. But let's not lose the romance today. It's still there. And many of you are here today and who can take credit for accelerating and for escalating that reality. We're going to hear an awful lot of examples of real stories in the coming days. We have an absolutely action-packed schedule for you. And of course, many of you have already joined us at the breakfast briefings, so you're all inspired, and I hope you'll join us tomorrow morning at the breakfast briefings as well. We're going to take a close look in the next 2 days at what governments and business can do to implement the Paris Agreement. We'll also examine how companies can decarbonize, and we'll attempt to grasp disruption that is around us and the future for our cities. Saudi Arabia will be a big focus for the afternoon, after particularly what we heard from the Saudi Minister of Energy, Khalid Al-Falih, yesterday, telling us about the ambitious plans of the kingdom to deliver 10 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2023. In the coming days, you'll hear from an exceptional panel of speakers. We'll examine progress right here in the UAE, in Morocco, in India, in Africa, as well as in Jordan and Southeast Asia. And there couldn't be a better time to be involved in this industry. And there couldn't be a better place to be involved in the dialogue, right here for the next 3 days. The panel of energy leaders at the Global Action Day yesterday reminded us about the investability that needs to be embedded to make renewables more attractive and more acceptable. Now, in many areas, that's already happening. And here in the UAE, a country that has never shied away from making a commitment and making an investment, never been afraid to be the pioneer, and it's always been willing to take the lead. And here to share some of that vision with you all, a gentleman who has worked tirelessly since taking over the leadership of Abu Dhabi's future energy company. I want you to give a very, very warm welcome to the Chief Executive Officer of Masdar, Mohammed Al-Ramahi.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Masdar, the host of Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 10th World Future Energy Summit. When we look back on the changes the world has seen in the past 10 years, this event has played a vital role to accelerate the transition towards renewable energy and clean technologies. Truly, its success has been inspired by the bold vision and unwavering support of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the United Armed Forces. Before the next 3 days of debate, discussions, and presentations get underway, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all, our sponsors, speakers, exhibitors, and long-standing partners for your commitment and support. The World Future Energy Summit, the anchor event of Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, would have never become the globally recognized platform it is today without your outstanding contribution. 20 of the World Future Energy Summit sponsors today have been part of the events since its first year. That it is a fantastic display of loyalty and partnership. I thank you. I would like to also thank the members of the newly formed Advisory Council for Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week for their support and expert guidance. As a host, we at Masdar remain committed and passionate about the long-term success of the World Future Energy Summit. By working closely with the Advisory Council and our many friends and loyal supporters, we will ensure that the summit remains an influential event dedicated to advancing future energy, energy efficiency, and clean technologies. This year's World Future Summit welcomes around 880 exhibiting companies and will receive around 38,000 attendees representing 175 countries. That is 3 times the attendance of the first event in 2008, an incredible milestone to mark the summit's 10th anniversary. We can take so much encouragement from what we have achieved thus far. When Masdar was established in 2006, the potential of renewable energy was well known, but this potential had not been demonstrated on a large scale, particularly in this region. Masdar was created with a clear understanding that the only way to drive adaptation of clean technology was to show that they are commercially viable. We are proud that the role Masdar has played in showing what can be achieved. When Shams 1 here in the Western region in Abu Dhabi started operations in 2013, it was the biggest concentrated solar power plant in the world. Our Khema Solar thermal power plant in southern Spain was the first renewable energy plant to generate electricity 24 hours a day. The London Array, in which Masdar is a partner, is currently the world's largest offshore wind farm in operation. Our Tafila project in Jordan is the Middle East's largest onshore wind farm currently in operation. When we fast forward to 2017, we no longer have to argue the case about the potential of clean energy. Innovation and economics of scale have made cost competitiveness of renewable energy a reality. That was demonstrated last June when Dubai Water and Electricity Authority selected a Masdar-led consortium to develop phase 3 of the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Solar Park. Solar power generation for less than 3 US cents per kilowatt hour has been made possible for the first time. And just this week at Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, actually just literally 2 days back, I had the pleasure of signing an agreement which builds on Masdar's strong relationship with Statoil of Norway. We are now part of a team which is developing a project called Hywind, the world's first floating wind farm. Another example of how industry is moving forward through innovation and collaboration. Today, solar power is well on the way to becoming the cheapest source of electricity in some markets. The new economics of clean energy mean that it is now the biggest source of new capacity being installed globally. More than $200 billion has been spent on renewable energy every year for the last 3 years. And there are huge opportunities ahead of us. Just consider the clean energy targets in this region. Last week, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates and ruler of Dubai, announced plans to generate half of the country's power needs from clean energy by 2050. Saudi Arabia, we've heard it from His Excellency Al-Faleh, has pledged to develop around 9.5 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2023. Ambitious targets has been set by the government of Jordan, Morocco, Egypt, Algeria, and just outside the MENA region, our region, India, hopes to install 175 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2022, Your Excellency, apologies, including 100 gigawatt of solar. These targets make the World Future Needs Summit more important than ever. Over the last decade, the success of this event has been built on partnership, on bringing together government and business to make renewable energy successful, dependable, and commercially viable. We need further collaboration to ensure that our industry continues to advance. This year's World Future Summit will once again be an opportunity to learn, to discuss, to share knowledge, and most importantly, to build relationships. Together, we can take the actions needed to build a more sustainable future. I thank you again